everybody. So I got the new Jane Davenport supplies, and I told you that I wanted to play with some of them. And so I thought I would play with the face stamp, the big face stamp that I got. And this is kind of impromptu. I didn't really prepare for this. And I didn't get the watercolors. I did get the paints, but I don't want to use the paints for this, I don't think. Do I? Do I? Maybe I do. All right. So if I do, I've got this face that I want to stamp. And so how about all right, we're just going to do this on the fly, which means we're going to do some of it twice. So I've got this stamp, and I'm going to put it down to be my face, right? And I'm not really caring because I'm going to obliterate it. So many things I do and then obliterate. But I just kind of want to get my face size and shape, all right? So there is my face. So I wasn't real careful to get a good stamp or anything else. So now then what I want to do is I want to take her paints. I'm going to use paints. And I've got just a little bitty palette over here to put them in. And let's try them out. So I'm just now breaking the seal. So let's see, what color does it say this is? This is the lighter flesh color, but I'm looking to see if it has an actual name. And I don't see one. And I will say that's my very first complaint. And it's not just for this. I know there are several different companies that do this. They don't name the colors. Give it a name, give it a number, give it something so that when I'm using it, I can reference that. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. And this is kind of a profile. So I am just doing this. All right, so I'm painting over it. And I may or may not need to stamp it. It actually is coming through fairly good. I do want to give her a little more of a chin than I currently have given her. And a little more face than I've given her, like that. Right, so kind of like that, and then like that, and then back in. And just kind of paint this all out. And I'm not being neat because I'm not being neat. Just getting her some skin tone down right this second. And I don't care that I painted out everything. And I have taken Jane Davenport's faces class where you actually are drawing the faces. And I'm using a lot of the ideas I got from that class. So I'm not going to really tell you because I think, that's not quite right. She sells that class. But I will tell you that if you kind of want to know why I thought to do the things that I'm doing, well, take that class. All right, so I've stamped that out, and now I'm going to give her some darker areas with this darker color. Let's do a little shading, shadowing, and I'm just going to keep using the same brush. I started with my lightest color and I'm going to go darker so I don't need to worry about cleaning it out or anything else. Alright, pick up a little of this paint. And now then, I'm just going to go kind of here and here and here and here. Here. And then of course, I picked up the wrong one. Up here on my hairline, I'm going to go a little darker. And under this side, I'm going to go a little darker. The lid, I'm going to go a little darker. Same thing over here, a little darker. But I don't quite go that dark, so there we go. And right there. And this is that mixture, kind of like that. Alright. And same thing here, the edge of my face. I want it to be completely shadowed, so let's mix it with the other one. And let's pick up some of the slider and blend some of this in. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. Let's blend some of this. And let's blend some of this. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Now let's give her some pinky on her cheeks. And put just a little of that in the palette. And again, I'm not cleaning my brush at all, just picking up a little of this. And I'm just gonna give her a little color there, and a little color there. And pick up the light again and blend it in. Pick up the light again and blend it in. Just kind of like that. That looks pretty good. Alright, let me start with this color on her lips, but I'm probably gonna go a little more fantasy before we're all said and done. But let's at least start with a little realistic. It probably won't stay that way though. You know, I'm doing all this and I haven't looked to make sure I'm still in focus. I am, but you really can't see her. So let's see if we can adjust that a little bit where you can see her a little better. There, I think that's a little better. Alright, and then a little more of this lighter color. And a little more of this darker color. Because this is the side of her face, it's a little bit in shadow. And thing here. This is a little bit in shadow because it's under her nose and the side of her face is turned away. Okay, I think that looks pretty good. Anything else I want to do? Let's give her a little bit more pink in her lips now. And everything I'm using here are Jane Davenport paints, the Jane Davenport stamp, even the Jane Davenport paintbrush that came with the set. So I'm not going too far afield here. Okay. So there we go. We've got a little pinker, but I've got that other pink underneath. And I picked up a little bit of it, so it's kind of a blending of the two, and not a real clean color, because your lips aren't one color. All right. Hair. She needs hair, and she needs an eye color, and I want to make them the same. So how about we go with this purple? I do like to do hair and eye color the same, or at least start out the same. You know, as you play with it, you may put highlights and lowlights in each one that make them a little different. But starting out, I like them to be the same. So let's start with the eye, and let's see here if I like this color. I do. I like this color. Okay, and then over here, same thing. All right, now then hair. And I'm horrible at hair. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do big, swoopy lines for her hair. I'm pretty bad at hair. I'm just going to be real honest that I'm really bad at hair. So hair is going to come from there, but then it's also going to come from down here. And then we're going to have to add an ear, but we'll do that after. And then her bangs. We're going to do it like this. Actually, we should do it like this. Alright, so let's see here. I'm pretty bad at hair, and I know I've said that, I'll keep saying it because hair is the hardest thing for me to do. And that sounds crazy, but it's true. Hair is the hardest thing for me to do. And have it look even somewhat natural. But if hair is hard for you, like it is for me, the absolute best way to do hair then is with acrylic, because you can keep painting in and painting out until you end up with something you like. And you can't do that so much with watercolor. We can't do it all with watercolors. You're always going to see the boo-boos. And not as much with pencils, although you can finagle a little bit with erasers. Okay, so like this. And then I don't like everywhere that I end up with paint. So let's get some of the paint out of here. All right, so I just ran it in cold water or clean water, and paper toweled it dry. And I'm going to come back first with my darker color, all right, and I'm going to paint out some of this hairline because it came down way too low. All right, so paint out some of this, but it's going to be shadowed because, you know, it's underneath her hair, so that's okay. And then I need some more of this lighter color to come back in with. All right. Okay, and get some of that paint out of there. And come back to my purple and just give a little more purple in there. All right, now then I'm going to use this dark blue, I think. And get just a little bit of it. But let me get a little more purple first because I need more hair than that. Because I want her hair to be a little wilder. So you know what? Let's just make her hair take over everything up here. Let's just make it take over everything. Okay. Like this, and just like this. Just make her hair take over the entire world. All right. This really needs to dry a little bit before I start playing in that hair, but I have no patience. So let's try it anyway. All right, so what I'm doing is I've just picked up a little of this blue, and now I'm going to kind of put the directionals of my hair. So, like this, because this hair is just kind of going this way. And then this hair is just kind of going this way, like this, and then like this. And I didn't mean to do that, but you can paint. Again, if you're horrible at hair like I am, you want to do it in acrylic because you can totally paint out your oopses. All right. So like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. All right. Let me get a baby wipe. And there's too much paint in some of these places. That's okay because this will let me make a new color here. By doing this. All right. But at any point, you can just get to a clean spot and you'll pick up more. So, there we go. And I totally just got that all over her face, but that's okay. Because, oh, there's still blue in that. I shouldn't have gone for a realistic face color because I'm totally destroying the realistic face color. That's all right. All right, so let's come back in with this flesh color and clean her back up. And that's because I wasn't paying attention to where the end of my wipey was. Well, that's okay because I don't want her really realistic looking. I mean, look at this. She's got purple hair for pity's sake. I mean, how realistic is she going to be with purple hair? I had some blue there, and I actually like that in my shadowing. Wonder if I could accidentally on purpose do that again. All right, so all right, now then let's do this, which is my eyebrows. And can I put just a little purple to go in there as well? And then a little more of the blue. All right, and that's a little dark. So trying to be a little more careful this time. I just want to basically stamp some of it out. All right, that's pretty good. I like that. But I need a little more purple. Everybody just watches me paint. They're like, oh, this is such a train wreck. And it kind of is. It kind of is a train wreck. Because I put things in and then I take them out. And then I put things in and I take them out. But it's actually intentional because I don't want, I want layers here. I don't want, one colored hair. I don't want one-dimensional hair. I want these layers. And this is how I get them, at least. By painting things in and painting things out. All right. All right, I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to dry this. All right. So it's dry now. And let's work on some features a little bit. So I'm going to take the unicorn, but I want the unicorn broad. All right, and I'm going to do a couple of things. One, I'm going to give her the white of her eye back. Right, like that. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna touch up on her lips a little bit. Like this. Right, but I want to give her a little smudginess. Can I smudge? I'm trying to see if these smudge, if you do them fast enough. Maybe they smudge a little, not a lot. A little, but not a lot. That's okay. All right, now this is that mermaid. And I'm going to go around her eye with it like so. Basically just going to do this because I want her eyes to be just a little more. All right. And then I'm also going to take this and I'm going to go up through her hair, kind of like this. Okay, and then this is going to go up like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then like this, like this. Alright, so that's giving me some more direction into her hair, but I just realized some of these didn't make it to the end and they need to go off the page. Alright. So there's that. Alright, and then I've got this. I don't know if this is lighter or darker. I guess we're going to find out together. I wonder why that's purple there. It's a little darker, actually. That's good, because it'll help me put some of my shadows back even more than I had them just a second ago. Okay, so it's lighter than my lightest, but it is darker than the darker. And again, I like that. I like that. Looks pretty good. Gives me a ability to kind of do this. Give myself some dimension here. Alright, just like that. But also, here-ish, I want to put my ear in. Like this. same thing here, kind of like that. Let's do it up a little bit. And actually, it needs to go up a lot, actually. Like that and like that. And all right, I don't want. All right, let's use a stabilo because I need to put in some dimension here for her ears and inside of her ears and her ear, her cheek and her ear and the inside of her ear and her face. But I don't want it to be quite so dark. Right, so let's use a stabilo. Oh yeah, I like the stabilo for this. I like the stabilo for this a lot. And then part of her eye right there. And down her nose. Like this. And under her lip. And that. And under her eyebrow. Like that. And kind of around her hairline. Kind of like this. And then up through her hair. And under her hair, kind of like that. All right. Now here's why I wanted to use the stabilo. As when it gets wet, it gets smudgy. Okay, so I can totally smudgy this. Actually, I think I used the wrong one. I think I used a china marker. I used a china marker. Oh well. That's what I get for not reading. Is this my stabilo? All right. There we go, just like that. And now then she needs a neck, just like so. Okay. And just like so. And just like so. All right. Now then, my lighter color. And a darker color. And then, yeah, I should totally wait for this to dry, but I have no patience. We've discussed that before. All right. So, this and do just a little of this out. Just that. Alright, I kind of got caught up in actually doing my face and forgot that I was taping. And yeah, so it beeped that it was full because I hadn't ever deleted any of my other stuff. So I don't know how much you saw and how much you didn't see, but I've just been working on it, and you can kind of see where she is now as compared to where she was whenever the last time you saw her was. Um, and I'm basically just trying to love her. Just trying to get her to the point where I'm like, yep, that's it. I love her right there. And so I'm just playing with her at this point. Just trying to, like I said, get her where I'm like, yep, that's it. That's the point where I love her. And I like a lot of layers in my face. I paint a lot of things in, I paint a lot of things out. And I will do that for quite a while. Like I said, until I love her. So, get some lighter on the bridge of her nose and a halfway clean finger. And then, you know what? I may take the smaller one. Where's the smaller one? Here it is. And just do some white under her eyes. I do like some white under her eyes. And on her top of her lips. Like that, a little bit. And then just right here, just a little bit. Right, and then some scratchy white lines over here. And there is sound. If you're thinking there's no sound, I'm kind of really caught up in my girl, and so I'm not really talking a lot. Because, yeah, I'm in the process of trying to fall in love with her, and that's, not always an easy thing to do. Alright, and strands of hair. Alright, so I kind of am in love with her. A little bit. A little bit. Alright, so there's my girl. I need to give her some background though. What do I want to do about giving her some background? I've got two colors I haven't used. But I really don't want to do them for my background. I'll be real honest. So let's see what I've got behind me. Taking too long here. All right. All right, I'm going to use my chameleon markers, I think, to do her background. And I picked out 3 different blues, and I may like this, I may hate this. We'll totally find out together. So what I'm going to do, I should have gessoed this. If I gessoed this, then I would be in a better position right now. It's not too late. Actually, let's take this big old white marker, and instead of worrying about gessoing it, let's just paint it out. Because it'll give everybody a base coat of acrylic paint and keep me from being on raw paper, which is really what I'm wanting, to not be on raw paper right this minute. Okay. Okay. And let's see. That gives me some paint down, but I don't think I want it to be quite that plain back there. I should totally have given her a flower in her hair, which I could totally make one and decoupage it on there, collage it on there. It's not dry yet. That's okay. I need a minute to think here. So, okay, I'm gonna hit pause while I just kind of play with what I want to do in the background. All right. So I thought about it and I came up with what I'm gonna do, and I started working on it before I turn the camera back on. So let me just show you what I'm doing. I've got this stamp. It's actually a postage stamp kind of stamp. Come away with me. It has a seal and then the canceled postage lines. But all I want is these directional lines. So that's all I'm using off of this, is that one little piece of the stamp. All right. If you watched this week's art tutorial about making your own scrapbook paper, one of the unfinished pages from that, I stamped this big Unity flower stamp on, and I outlined it with a Sharpie, and then I redid the center with my Sharpie, and then my white Montana paint pen, right? Because that's going to go in her hair. And the reason I am doing that is to tie in some of these Delusions colors that I want to put in my background down here. And so it's going to be this orange, this pink, and this teal from the flower. So these are the 3 colors I'm going to pull out of that flower for my background. That way my background isn't just in the one place, and it's kind of, why is that there? And then also I wanted to have a little more texture, so I gave it the stamping. All right. Excuse the arm. So let's see here. Here's the teal. Here's the orange. Teal, orange, and now the pink. All right. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take these three colors of Delusions and put this flower in her hair, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. And then I'll add some kind of writing or something to it. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do that. All right, I'm going to start with the orange because just like the orange is the prevalent color in her hair, I want to do the prevalent color in the background. Just because I'm feeling it. All right, so I'm just going to be a little careful here to try and only put it in my negative space. Just in the negative space. Oh, I think that's pretty good. All right. And so there's my orange, which I'm liking. And I think for my other two colors, I think I'm going to stencil on my other two colors in rather than just paint them in. So, do I want to use this stencil? You know what? I think I do. I think I want to use this stencil. Even though it's not in my... Oop, almost put the wrong one in there. Even though it's not in my flower, I think that's the stencil I want to use. All right. Okay. And I've got way too much on here again. Always. All right, so let me start with the blue-green, just kind of stencil some of this in here, just like this. And okay, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing right here. Okay, just like that. And clean out my stencil. At least a little bit. Okay, and then come back with the pink. It's kind of thick, so let me dry it real quick. All right, and let me come back with the pink. And just put some pink in here. And pink. And not trying to just get real heavy-handed with it, but I do think I want one more stencil. I think I want this one right here. And do that. And then this. And I think that's all I'm going to do with these colors. I think I want to do some black and white in there in my background. So let's see here. Let's just come through here and let's just do this. Okay, so there's that, and then that, and let's take the black and do this. And let's do that. Okay, and I'm going to pause it and I'm going to draw all this and I'll be right back. All right, so let's put her flower in her hair at this point. Put some matte medium down and some matte medium on the flower. And I'm just going to stick it like right there. Okay. There's the flower. All right, and down here it still doesn't really feel cohesive, and it needs to. So what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to take my China marker first of all, and I'm going to redo this line right here. So I've got a little more depth here and here and here, so that I've got a little more depth and a little more shadow. Okay, and I'm also going to do around the flower for the same reason. I want a little more depth and shadow around the flower. And yeah, the matte medium is wet. I don't care. I will wipe off the end of this though. just giving that a second to dry, and I'm also unwinding some more of my China marker. Okay, I like that a lot now. That looks better. Having this stronger line here. All right. Oops, sorry, hit the camera. Did I knock it out of focus? No. All right. All right, the stamp that I used for those lines, what did I do with that? Here it is. I kind of like this stamp, and maybe I'll just stamp this down here. So, okay, maybe that's what I'll do. And have it come up over her neck so that it's... Do I want it in black or do I want it in blue? I think I want it in black. And I want it pretty dark if I can get it dark. Okay, so I've done it in black stays on. And I'm going to hold it for a little bit because I really, really want it to take. While I'm doing it, I'm also going to go under her eyes a little bit more. Okay, let's see what we got, and if you can actually see it and read it and all that good stuff. Oh yeah. All right. Where's my black Sharpie though? Here it is. Let's work on that a little bit so it's a little more prominent. So just a little more prominent than it is right this second. And I hope everything's dry, otherwise I'm just destroying my Sharpie. I kill more Sharpies this way because I am not patient. Yeah, I think this was a bad idea. I don't think it was completely dry, and my Sharpie nib's starting to give out. So if you do this, make sure your everything is really dry. Otherwise, you're killing your Sharpie. Just like I am currently. Okay, let's see if I have another one. Oh, you know what? Let's use my black paint pen. Where's it? It's for just these emergencies that I created this baby. Here he is. Oh, no, that's brown. Where's the black one? Purple, gray, looks pretty good. All right, come away with me. And one last thing, somewhere over here, I have got this little bitty passport stamp. And I'm going to stamp it on there as well. But I'm not going to worry about making sure it's as dark. I'm going to stamp it right here and on the other side as well. Right there. Okay. All right, there it is. Most of this was Jane Davenport. I brought in my Montana markers, my Delusions, and some graphic 45 stamps at the end. And then, of course, this was the paper that I made in our art tutorial for this week. So, I hope you like her. I'm not completely in love with her, but you know what? I like her, especially for not having thought her through at all. I'll take a good picture of her at the end and I'll post it so you can see how she looks in close up. All right, bye everybody.